I'm back. I hope you guys missed me. I hope you guys didn't forget about me, most importantly. It's been a long time since I filmed a YouTube video. It's been practically like almost 3 weeks. I've never gone that long without filming a video in quite some time. So big apologies. So I'm making it up to y'all. We're back. We're back to the YouTube game. For those of you who may be wondering, like, where have you been? What's been Austin up to? I am realizing right now that moving is no easy task. I don't know why in my head it was like gonna be somewhat easy. Not at all, not at all. If you guys know or don't know, I have a 2,000 square foot studio, which is where I house all of the inventory for the pig room that you guys know, love, and buy. And because I am now in the process of moving, I've had to basically get rid of all of my inventory, about like 90%. I've done so many sales, so many discounts, and I have done so much packing. I've never done so much packing in my entire life and shipping, and it's been a lot. Thankfully, I had my good friend Will, who's my assistant, helping me out throughout this whole process. Without him, I definitely would have not been sane throughout this process, but thankfully, we're done. But yeah, I am back. I've never been more happy, and I am now back because I'm now at a point where like, okay, stuff is manageable now with moving. I really only have to worry about like my personal items, which is like moving my beds and my mirrors and my desk and my couch and all that fun stuff. So I'm glad that I can be back to YouTube filming for you guys. I've missed you. Maybe you missed my face. Maybe you didn't, I don't know, but you definitely missed the piggies. So we're gonna show them off today. We're gonna do a little bit of an OG video, which is gonna be cleaning. You guys know that there's always cleaning that needs to be done. Let's just jump into it, all right? Let's go. I'm actually thinking while I clean the piggies' cages that I should actually answer some questions. I actually put up a poll on Instagram for you guys to ask me some stuff. So we'll clean and I'll answer some things. First one is, would you ever rescue something different like a hamster or a hedgehog? Good question. You guys know I'm an animal lover. I've always been obsessed with every single animal my entire life. I actually gotta move you over, Wanda, I'm sorry. There we go, thank you. So, I mean, it should not come as a surprise if I was literally rescuing like a peacock and I was getting into peacock rescues. I would probably be out there rescuing every single animal that I could, but what I will say is I am only knowledgeable about certain animals. Those animals being dogs, guinea pigs, and rabbits. Everything else I don't really know too much about. I think the next runner-up would be hamsters. Like I kind of know a little bit about them. I do know that they very similarly get the wrong impression in terms of like them being a beginner starter pet. Same with guinea pigs, and people tend to put them in like really small cages when they should be in really big ones. Plus I do follow some hamster people like Victoria Rachel on YouTube, and I actually watch her videos just to kind of like, again, see what kind of care like other animals that I don't personally have are supposed to be getting, just because I do like to be knowledgeable about, you know, those kinds of things. And from learning through, you know, her videos specifically, I'm like, oh yeah, like totally very similar to guinea pigs. Like people think that they're very easy, that they don't require that much room, that they're just very simple starter pets. And that's definitely not the case. They require so much, lots of maintenance. So with that being said, I haven't even answered the question yet. I don't really plan on rescuing like different kinds of other animals other than guinea pigs and rabbits. Like those are my absolute favorite. So I kind of feel like I'm gonna stick to them because they are my favorite and I don't really want to stray away. Plus, knowing me and knowing me very well, if I was to start getting into hamsters, like the obsession would get very big, very fast, and I'd probably end up with like as many hamsters as I have guinea pigs. So I'm gonna stop myself there and not rescue them because we'll leave that in someone else's hands. Next question is, how do you keep up with so many pigs? So I feel like I have a lot of practice in this just because the highest amount of pigs that I had at one point was like 21, I believe. So I've had a lot in my time of having them, of being an owner to guinea pigs. Right now I have 11, and 11 is still a lot. They're constantly needing work. They're constantly needing to be cleaned up. Realizing right now I don't have my shop vac, so we're gonna actually have to take this out and shake it into the trash. Here, do you wanna move for a second? Thank you. So how do I manage? I manage because they're my full-time job. I'm very grateful to be in a position where my animals are my life and they also are my job at the same time. So with that being said, I have a lot of time that I am home to spend with them, take care of them. So being in that position, it definitely makes things a lot easier for me just because I do have the time and the capabilities of doing so. It's not to say that like there's not times when I'm like not stressed out with having so many animals or like I feel overwhelmed. But at the end of the day, like, you know, my animals are like literally my life. I love them so much. So even in the tasks that seem annoying or seem like a lot with like cleaning up after them and taking them to the vet, all that kind of stuff, this is what I signed myself up for, and I remind myself that constantly. So there's really no way out of it. Like, I just have to do it. It's not me saying that I don't enjoy it, because I definitely do. But there are times when I get overwhelmed and I feel like, oh, this is like a lot, and like I wish I, you know, didn't have to do this. But at the end of the day, I always just remind myself that my animals bring me so much like love into my life, and really also do bring a sense of belonging. So without them, I'd probably feel very lost in life. So I owe a lot of the way that I feel in my happiness to them. I feel like I owe it to them to take care of them as best as I possibly can, because in the same way I take care of them, they also take care of me. Next question is, how are my pets? Everyone's doing awesome. Thank you for asking. Thankfully, we have not had any health concerns in a very long time, actually. I need to knock on wood for that one, because that's me getting very lucky, because these animals are very sensitive, so anything can happen. But yeah, everyone's doing awesome. The only thing I will say is that Ollie has been losing a little bit of weight. Nothing like too drastic, but he's definitely been losing, you know, a couple grams here and there for like the last 3 weeks. So I've been really monitoring him and also just making sure that his weight is still staying up. So he's getting extra pellets, extra veggies, extra hay, extra treats, and also critical care feedings. I'm trying everything, guys. And thankfully it is working. He has put on a couple grams of weight, which is really making me happy to see, because there was one point when I was really worried and I was like, wow, like he's really lost a significant amount of weight since he was like at his heaviest. And that really concerns me, because with that breed, you know, with naked guinea pigs, they tend to come with more health complications and just things arise easier in them. I was worried. I was like, is it something worse? So I did get him checked out. We did not find anything, and we're just doing what we can to make sure that his health is taken care of. So little man is getting tons and tons of food. And I know he's definitely happy about that, because he's loving life right now. He's getting all kinds of extra things. But again, he is putting on weight. It's getting actually cold in here right now. He is putting on weight, which I'm really, really happy to see, and looking much better. But if you guys do notice when you do see him that he's looking like a little bit thin, I do just want to clear that up to you guys, just in case there are questions. Any children, are y'all ready for your spot clean? Yeah? Probably gonna have to pick up these poops with my hands, honestly, but whatever. The nice part about having these pig mats, though, is that it really does collect a majority of the mess, so you just have to roll them up and shake them out. We'll go ahead and put this back right here. You guys want your house? Here you go, Winston. Canopy. Scooch all this stuff over to this side, because Dad's probably gonna have to pick up your poop with my hands. Oh, you guys ate this toy. Damn, that was a big one, too. Excuse me, Winston. All right, next question is, what is your dream guinea pig breed? So I actually have it. I have it, and that is a Texel, which is, funny enough, Fifi and Ariel. Before I actually had them, I have always like admired the way that they looked. I actually was following like a whole bunch of guinea pig accounts from the UK, and I feel like this breed in particular, the Texels, are a lot more popular over there. And I would literally live vicariously through these people who had this breed, because they are the most beautiful, stunning breed in my opinion. And also just like the fur alone, the hair looks gorgeous. It gets, are you like trying to get this hay or something, buddy? It looks so gorgeous. I would always call them wig pigs, because their hair gets like super, super long. It literally looks like a human wig. But yeah, I fell in love with that breed, and I was like, oh my God, like I definitely want one of those. So dare I say, I feel like I kind of manifested that breed into my life, because funny enough, I rescued Ariel and Fifi. If you guys haven't watched that video, definitely go watch it out. That was the most intense rescue I've ever done for guinea pigs. But I did not know they were Texels when I decided to adopt them. Their hair was super duper short. They did not look like Texels whatsoever. I honestly did not know what breed they were. I just did not think that they were actually long-haired piggies. As they got healthier, and Mr. Winston is popcorning right now. As they got healthier and their hair started to grow, I was like, oh my God, I have Texels. So it was meant to be. I'm glad I kept them. They do need haircuts, the longer guinea pigs, and they're actually in the need of one. So we'll actually probably be doing that in a future video. But yeah, they're not the easiest piggies to take care of. It's also a thing I want to remind you guys is that don't really focus on like the pigs and how they look and how cool they are. Always remind yourself that like the ones that probably look the coolest come with the most amount of work. which is true. These ones require a lot more bathing, a lot more grooming, more haircuts. They're just overall more of a high maintenance piggy. Usually the ones that look like royalty tend to need the royal care. So just keep that in mind because these two girls are very high maintenance, very spoiled, and also very needy. Excuse me, thank you. Alrighty, and then I actually need to top up their hay. Oh, Rio literally just knocked down my camera. Okay, we're alive. With this group, they make a super big mess with their hay, which is why I have to use the hay racks for them. So it just keeps it a little bit more orderly, even though they still find a way to make a mess, but it definitely helps out to some extent. You all know the drill. When it comes to cleaning these bottom cages, it's very complicated, very difficult to film. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and then I'll show off the piggies and their cages and what they look like afterwards. But yeah, this is the dreaded part. This is the part that I don't like when it comes to owning so many guinea pigs, because with having so many, I've had to figure out ways to optimize my space for them. So I've had to build up rather than out, because obviously I'm in a relatively not so large room. So yeah, this is the only thing that I don't enjoy. I'm really hoping that I'm able to have more of my cages off of the ground, just because when it comes to like showing them off to you guys and filming with them, it's a lot easier. So even if I could have like one more cage that's like at hip level and off the ground, that would be awesome. So we're gonna add that to the goal list because that would be really, really good. I did not take actual dimensions of their room that they're gonna be moving into, so I'm not sure if it's going to be possible, but nonetheless, we're crossing our fingers that it will work out. So let's go ahead, clean their cage, and I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, piggies' cages are all nice and clean. I actually have their pig mats in the dryer, which are not dried yet, so that's why it kind of looks empty. I definitely need those. Like, those are a necessity, especially when it comes to using fleece, because they will do a huge amount of peeing and pooping underneath all of their hidey houses. So that is definitely needed. So once those are dry, I'm gonna go ahead and add those in. But right now they're just hanging out with each other, eating some hay. There's Mr. Louie. You wanna say hi, buddy? Everyone hasn't seen you in a while. Look at that cute little face. And then we've got Mr. Styles over there. You guys will notice, but this is actually a spare, like, kind of storage basket, which is what I actually use for their toys to keep them all organized. I had a spare one, and I kind of wanted to use it as a little bit of a hay rack. Now, obviously, these holes are a little bit too small for them to actually pull the hay from. So I figured, what if I just, like, put it on the side so it kind of just holds the hay together in one area, but they have free access to actually getting it, so it's not super complicated. So you guys can see that whole entire front part is just completely open for them to go into, but it keeps the hay nice and compact, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for them to actually pull it outside of the litter box. I am always looking for ways to upgrade my cleanliness for my piggies and just make my life easier. So that has definitely been a really helpful way of me actually being able to get away with not having to spot clean and vacuum up so much hay. And also it's nice because I don't waste as much. I've also got a little piggy pocket right here because it is now turning to winter. It's gotten so cold here in New Jersey. So I've whipped out the piggy pockets for Mr. Louie so he stays nice and toasty and warm. He actually prefers just going underneath the pig mats, but I thought if I put this on top of his heating pad right here, which is very warm and feels so freaking good, he may be like interested in actually going inside of here. Maybe he just doesn't realize that he can actually go inside of there. Like, there's a little hole he can cuddle up in. So we'll see if this actually ends up working with him with this being placed here. I think he will, because he does spend a good amount of time in this area, again, because it is the most warm. Honestly though, like, if I was a piggy, this would be so freaking nice, guys. It feels so good and therapeutic. You guys know when it comes to having a naked guinea pig like Mr. Louie, obviously he does not have fur, so he does not have the capabilities of staying as warm as compared to a furred guinea pig. So because of that, he does need some extra care involved. So we do things here like a piggy pocket and a heating pad to keep him nice and toasty and warm. If you guys actually want to see a dedicated video on how to take care of naked guinea pigs, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to do so. Again, with these specialty breeds that look more unique than the other ones, not saying that they're not special, but y'all can see the difference. They do come with a little bit more work involved. So if you guys want to see a breakdown of actually how I take care of him, let me know. Over here, we have Ollie and Eris, who are currently just munching down in their litter box with their fresh hay. I also gave them a fresh, clean litter box as well. You guys may or may not be able to notice, you know, Ollie is looking a little bit frail. You guys can see his spine is a little bit more prominent than usual. So again, he is gaining weight and has gained weight this last week, which is really good. But we still need to pack on more weight to him. So again, he's getting extra food, extra veggies, extra hay, all the good stuff, and obviously he cannot complain, and neither can Eris, because obviously she's the cage mate, so whatever he gets, she tends to get as well. So she's getting a little bit of extra food as well, but that's okay because she's actually my most smallest piggy. She's always been my entire life. So she's a little girl. Beefing her up a little bit would not do her any harm. So they've got their fresh, clean cage right here. I put them down on one of our super plush pig mat liners, which is nice and warm and keeps them cozy. Ollie has his heating pad underneath here as well. I put the twig tunnel on top of the heating pad just because I feel like the heat gets trapped inside of it and it's nice and cozy in there. So he tends to go over there, and then Eris, she loves the piggy pocket. She'll go in here all the time. So that's kind of more Ollie's designated spot. And then this is Eris's. I just wanted to show off Mr. Mikey to you guys. Here he is. Do you want to say hi to the camera? Look right here. Oh, look at that beautiful face. Look at that beautiful face. And of course we got Mr. Bambi as well. Here's my two boys. You guys want to say hi to everyone? It's been a long time since you guys have seen them. Yeah. And I know you like being on YouTube. You do. Yes, you do. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for your patience with me not being back on YouTube for a bit of time. I will try my best not to let that happen again. Thank you guys so much for watching. Y'all are playing while I'm trying to do my little outro. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe for more videos every single week. And until then, I hope you and your piggies are happy, safe, and healthy. Bye, guys.